And now you're sending us.
The Office of Naval Intelligence believes deployment of a Spartan team is a gross misallocation of valuable resources.
But wait, did you see it? Right there, zoom in. Closer. Closer. There. Look familiar? No? How about now? I hate myself so much for that. That was barely a joke. So this is Halo Reach, a sci-fi first-person shooter created by Bungie and published by Microsoft back in 2010, making it nearly a decade old, and boy, that fact sure is a grim reminder of our own mortality, huh? Okay, no, it is way too early for this sort of negativity in the video, Ben. Positive message, optimism, good things. Okay, keep going. As the 6th entry in the critically acclaimed Halo series, and the last game that Bungie would make in the series before going on to make Time Wasting Simulator 2017, the game was received incredibly well by players and critics alike when it was first released on the Xbox 360. Since then, the game has been re-released by 343 Industries in the Master Chief Collection, which originally made its debut on the Xbox One before recently making its way over to the PC. As a proud member of a PlayStation household growing up, I never really got the chance to play any of the Halo games outside of playing the Combat Evolved multiplayer demo on my school's library computers before we got banned from that because my classmates couldn't stop making up inappropriate usernames. Haha! Yes, Nathan, Mr. Butthead killed your mom farts. Very clever and original. Totally worth us getting kicked out of the library. Man, middle school sucked. Anyway, now that Halo Reach has come to PC, I figured it was time to jump into the Halo franchise and see what exactly makes this series so special. So in the campaign, you play as Noble Six, an accomplished Spartan and the newest member of a highly trained branch of the UNSC known as the Noble Team. Basically, the story follows you and your team's efforts to repel the Covenant invasion of the human colony called Reach, and oh, I get it. You see, it's like the name. Things get bad pretty quick, and soon it becomes less a question of if you're going to lose the battle and more a question of just how badly you're gonna get your butt kicked. The plot isn't exactly super complex, but it's interesting and exciting, and all the characters you meet and team up with along the way get a bit of time in the spotlight, and I really ended up liking almost all of them. Off the top of my head, there's Sans from Undertale, generic Call of Duty Soldier Man number 378, Lefty, Cinderella's evil stepmother, and George, a man who, well, let's just say I'd let him throw me off a spaceship anytime. And I don't really even know what I mean by that. Why did I even write that in the script? And, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what the rules are for giving out spoilers for a game that's nearly a decade old at this point, but, maybe try not to get too attached to anyone in particular. Just throwing that out there, just keep that in mind. As someone who's never really played through a Halo campaign before, I was pleasantly surprised by just how much fun it was. I decided to play through the campaign on Heroic, which, judging by the number of times I got punched, shot, perforated, and exploded to death, may have been a bit of a mistake, but most of the time it was a fun and satisfying challenge. There's a great variety of weapons, which all feel good to use, with the DMR being my personal favorite, and the missions all felt really cool too. There's a ton of variety in the missions you play, and you're gonna be doing different things in just about every level. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. You're always gonna be shooting and punching aliens, but the way you're gonna be shooting and punching aliens comes with a lot of variety. Whether you're sneaking around in the dark and sniping enemies from a distance, or using jetpacks to fly around the city under attack by the Covenant, or piloting a spaceship and disabling an enemy ship in order to board it and blow it up from the inside, you're always gonna be doing something different and exciting. I also really like just how often the game puts you in wide open battlegrounds, gives you some goals and some vehicles, and just lets you choose how you want to approach the encounters. Occasionally I'd get a little bit lost and have to roam around the level for a bit trying to find my objective, but most of the time I really enjoyed the freedom. So, yeah, the combat is fun, the set pieces and missions all feel varied and interesting, and there were a few sections where I just had to take a breath after a set piece and reflect on how cool it felt. Of course, then I noticed my reflection in the monitor and remember that I was just a pathetic nerd playing video games and sitting in the dark at a desk covered in junk food wrappers and Cheeto dust, and I'd go back to playing the mission to continue distracting myself from my pathetic existence. Anyway, how about that lone wolf mission, huh guys? Pretty crazy stuff, right? Okay, so yeah, in my opinion, the campaign is really fun, but Halo's bread and butter has always really seemed to be its multiplayer. And in this game, you've got a ton of options when it comes to how you want to play. All the Halo classics are here. Slayer, Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, SWAT, Infection, that one where you carry around a human skull, which is admittedly a little strange, and quite a few more. As someone who's not super experienced with Halo's multiplayer, it took me a little bit to get used to the time to kill and learn the maps and all that, but after a while I started having an absolute blast. Whether I'm making a desperate last stand in Infection or participating in a massive vehicle and infantry battle to capture objectives with my team, or feeling like John freaking Wick in the SWAT playlist, it always just feels great to play. Every player starts out with the same weapons in each match, but you can choose from a variety of different armor abilities that change the way you play. While some of these are really cool and occasionally useful, I found myself sticking with the sprint ability most of the time. I know, a lot of people complain that sprinting should not have been added to Halo, but honestly as a newcomer to the series, I just felt way too slow without it. The only game mode I really wasn't a big fan of was Griffball, otherwise known as Why Am I So Bad with the Stupid Gravity Hammer, Holy Fuck! As a big fan of the show Red vs. Blue, which invented the game mode, I was kinda bummed that I wasn't a bigger fan of it, but I've really enjoyed every other multiplayer mode. There's also Firefight, which pits you and a few other players against hordes of enemies. Honestly, I haven't played this game mode quite as much as the regular PvP modes, but I've had a lot of fun in the matches that I've played, and things can get really tense and exciting, especially on the heroic difficulty mode. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of in terms of multiplayer is the progression system. The customization system overall is pretty nice, the Spartan army in the game is generally pretty uniform overall, and most of the time you're gonna automatically be colored red or blue anyway, but you've still got enough cool options to make your Spartan feel unique. I'm not sure how progression used to work in the original game, but at the moment it's basically a battle pass. You earn experience by doing well in each match, and every time you level up, you unlock whatever customization option is on the next tier. And this system can feel really slow, with unlocking individual helmets and armor pieces taking quite a while. This system also unfortunately incentivizes AFK experience farming, so occasionally you'll come into matches where quite a few players are just spinning in circles. 343 have said they're cracking down on this, which is nice, but I feel like the main problem and the main reason why people are doing this is that it just takes too long to unlock certain cosmetics. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, 343 will have cracked down on at least some of these issues. Overall though, I've really enjoyed my introduction to the Halo series. The campaign and the story were great. I've had a ton of fun in the multiplayer PvP and firefight modes, and Halo just feels fantastic played on a mouse and keyboard. If you're like me and missed out on the Halo series the first time around, or you just want to relive some nostalgic memories of your own, I would definitely go ahead and give Halo Reach on PC a try. Also, real quick, this has been bugging me. Let me get this straight, right? Spartan armor can survive a fall from freaking orbit, but can't survive being smacked in the back a couple of times with the butt of a pistol? You know what? I take back everything I said about this game. That's just ridiculous. This whole fictional universe is a freaking joke. And no, I don't want to hear anything about armor lock, or re-entry packs, or how I'm just bitter because I keep getting meleeed to death by 12-year-olds who keep taunting me over voice chat, alright? It's irrelevant, not realistic at all, and I don't care how good you are at assassinations, XX_Fortnite Pro 69, you shouldn't get to keep saying those things about my mother! Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. And thank you so much to the, quite frankly, insane amount of new people to this channel. That Blacklight Retribution video just sort of took on a life of its own, huh? That was pretty crazy. It's my first video to ever get over 100,000 views, and it kind of blew past that for some reason. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but I am definitely not complaining. So if you're new to the channel, hi, and thank you, and I hope you stick around. If you are new to the channel, or at the very least new to this video, go ahead and like the video by clicking the like button so I know you liked it. I said like too many times there. That's a downside of not writing down what I'm gonna say for the outro. And if you liked it a lot, why not subscribe so you can see more stuff like this when I actually get around to making it. I know, my upload schedule is terrible, and I've made promises in the past that I was going to fix that, including in my 1,000 subscriber special. That was like the last video I posted, but that was a lie, and I'm not gonna make any more promises because I don't know if they're gonna work out. So anyway, stay tuned for more. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.